Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Fitness Education Series produced by the Australian Fitness Academy. It's like progressive overload for your brain. I'm your host, Tom Rock, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about what to do in a gym session if you've only got 20 to 30 minutes to train. Shout out to Laura for this episode, sending the good request. Congratulations, Laura. She's just had a baby recently, so big lifestyle change, I guess, and she's sort of she's come back. She's looking to get back into the gym post pregnancy and post the baby, but realistically doesn't have a lot of time to get to the gym and spend a lot of time in the gym as she used to. So she's looking for some tips on maximizing her time, I guess, and how to structure a program potentially if you can only be in the gym for 20 minutes or 20 to 30 minutes. So a really good topic and potentially one that will have a lot of benefit in a whole different range of aspects and times when people don't have heaps of time to spend in the gym, 60 minutes, 4 times a week. Really, sometimes it's about maximizing what we can do to maintain or build that fitness back. So really good question. So we'll stick to a few key areas. I think the first one we'll look at is structuring the session. So I think let's go off like a 25-minute session, 20 to 25 minutes. Post-pregnancy, if we had a full program, we might have a warm-up, body of the workout, and a cool-down. With a warm-up maybe being 5 minutes, 5 to 10 sometimes, and the cool-down maybe being 5 to 10 minutes. And given that we've got these time restraints, a full warm-up is probably not going to be on the cards. I think one little suggestion or tip that I would sort of advise would be get your warm-up done before you actually get to the gym. And this can be really quick and simple. You can do it at home before you go, whether it's just some light stretching, mobility, sort of active stretches, and then a little bit of activation. You could just do some glute bridges, some T-pulses sort of to activate the upper back, and some just general all-round body weight exercise, maybe just in some body weight squats, body weight push-ups, to get the joints moving, and get that body warmed up, ready to go. So when you get to the gym, you can skip that warm-up component or a majority of it. So when you get there, you can basically go straight into your first exercise and start the warm-up set, because that 5 sort of 10-minute warm-up can chew a lot into your workout time. So maybe getting that done before you go to the gym could be a really, really good idea. Help maximize that time when you're actually in the gym. The next thing that I think about is exercise selection and I guess frequency. And generally, we're probably not in a situation where we want to train a lot or multiple times per week. And say with a split program, we'd probably have to train a minimum. If we do upper lower split, for example, we'd have to train 4 times a week, upper lower, rest day maybe upper lower. And committing to 4 days in the gym might be tough. And if schedules sort of aren't locked in place and it's pretty interchangeable, then it's easy to miss a day and our workout becomes unbalanced and we sort of lose continuity. So full body workouts are probably, I think, best in this scenario. That means you can train 2 days a week. You can just train 3 if you'll have a sort of a free a week or get a bit of a chance. You could do 3 times a week. Or if it's a busy week and you get 1 in a week, that's fine. At least you got hit a full body in that one session to sort of maximize or maintain that fitness where possible. So I think in terms of exercise selection, we're looking at full body, and our compound movements are going to be key. We're probably not going to have time for a lot of isolation exercises like maybe biceps, triceps, leg curls, leg extensions, these sort of things we're not going to have time for. But sticking to your main lifts, whether it's back squats, deadlifts, bench press, seated row, are all really good options where you can maximize the muscle groups you're using with minimal exercises, and that will help save time. You could look at utilizing machines over free weights, just sort of save time a little bit too with machines to up the weight or change the weight. It's literally take a pin in or take a pin out and put a pin in. which can save time rather than sort of loading barbells and things. But that's probably minimal. I'd say be adaptive. If there's machines available, use that. If there's barbells available for these big compound exercises and you're comfortable, utilize them. Whichever equipment is free, you may have to be flexible with equipment. You can't just sort of rock up to the gym and go, oh, the bench press is taken, I'll just wait. Get on, hit the chest press machine instead, and go with that. So I think exercise selection, we're going to look at full body exercise, maybe one lower body exercise, could be a squat or a deadlift or a leg press, something like that. Could do an RDL, but that's probably a little bit of isolation. We want to hit those quads a little bit too. And then probably an upper body push, upper body pull, and then maybe a core if you wanted to at the end. But that could be substituted in. So you could literally have 3 exercises, like squat, bench press, and seated row. And that could be your rough structure. So once we have the exercise selection, then we have to worry about sets and reps and potentially rest period as well. And this is where we're going to need to save time. So we're not going to have time to do multiple sets of every exercise. If I do post-pregnancy, say I estimate a set at roughly 60 seconds, which it may be shorter, maybe longer, but roughly 60 seconds as a rough calculation. If I do 3 sets with 2 minutes rest in between exercises, that's going to be 6. So that's 9 minutes per exercise. I'm never going to fit that in a tight schedule. So you're probably looking at a maximum of 2 sets, maybe 3 on an exercise, but I'd say probably sticking to 2 working sets on an exercise is the way to go. So if I was to get in, I would say doing back squats might be my exercise. I'd hopefully have done my warm up at home, so I'm feeling a little bit limber. And then I jump on, I do 1 warm up set, maybe 2 if I need to of my back squats, and then I'm into my 2 working sets. It'll be a bit easier once you have your weight predetermined, so you can just do a warm-up set and then go straight into that working set. Again, that first working set might feel tough, second one might feel good, but utilize those first 2 working sets as best you can. That's another way using my machines might be good. You can potentially go closer to failure, which is going to be good for maximizing results and return off just these 2 sets. But just look to do 2 quality sets per exercise and then build that weight up every week. You may get to 3 sets if you have time. If you have a bit longer, definitely chuck that 3rd set in. Reps, again, there's a big variety of rep ranges. I probably stick in the 6 to 10 rep range, just because any more than 10 and you're going to start to build those sets out, and that will add up the time as well. Potentially six reps might be a good starting point, because the sets might be slightly shorter, so that saves time as well, and you'll still get great benefit, whether it's strength or hypertrophy, from that 6 reps as we progressive overload from week to week and start increasing the weights, or start at 6, build it to 8, and then up the weight and go back to 6. So I think you're looking at probably 2 sets of maybe 6 reps for each exercise. And then again, 3 minutes rest, probably the optimal for recovering between sets. But in this case, you might be looking at 1.5 to 2 minutes between sets. May limit the amount of weight you can sort of have on the bar or on the machine, but saving that time in the rest period is going to help you fit your session in. So maybe stick to 2-minute rest periods, 1.5 if you need, but probably 2 is a good place if you can. Obviously 3 would be good, but 2 is probably a good in between that we can sort of manage our time frame. So post-pregnancy, probably where I'd go with the sets and reps. And then if we talk about the cool down, that's probably another thing we can probably skedaddle and get home and maybe do some light stretches or cool down later on at home when we have time. But don't stress about that cool down too much. But again, if mobility and flexibility is something you're looking to build back into a routine, maybe have that separate to that workout and do that at another point at home outside of the gym when you can fit it in. That can sort of be done sporadically throughout the day. But I hope that helps. It is a exciting time for you, and hopefully you can get back in the gym and start getting into that routine again a little bit. But yeah, as I said, big compound exercises, stick to 2 sets per exercise. Try to get that warm up done at home before you go so you can maximize time. And once you have a good idea of your weight, you can just get in, do a quick warm up set, maybe 2, and have minimal rest between those warm up sets. Just do a couple of reps with maybe the bar, and then have 30 seconds to a minute rest, put a little bit more weight on, a few reps, another minute rest maybe, and then bang, straight into your working sets. And then hopefully your upper body you don't need too many working sets. But yeah, pick 3 or 4 compound exercises and stick to those. And you can just do them same exercises every session for maybe 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and then potentially look to adjust them if you like. But yeah, definitely can still get some good work done in 20 to 30 minutes in the gym. You sort of just have to be specific and efficient with your time there. But hopefully that gives you some ideas on setting up that training program. But yeah, work around the exercises that are going to be suitable for you at that current time. Anyway, everyone, I hope you got a bit out of that chat. Thanks for your question, Laura. If anyone else has any thoughts on this topic or any questions or topics they'd like me to discuss, send an email to tom@afa.com.au. Definitely happy to touch on anything you guys want. Other than that, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon. Post-pregnancy, 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 post